Hi Leo, happy 2025. We're going to, ooh, there's your cards. Get some cards to set the theme for your 2025. So you're getting peace, transition, and wisdom. Wow, powerful. So I see in 2024 that you've really worked through some challenges. You've gained some wisdom, but now in 2025, you're transitioning to a more peaceful time. This was the first card that jumped out. And so you might want to take in the symbolism here. There's a dove, there's a blue rose, and there's something of a shadow, but it also looks like water to me. And I want to say you embracing nature, spending time in nature. I'm just feeling like all the senses, like hearing the water lapping, feeling the breeze, seeing the leaves kind of move in the wind. There's something very key there that's coming in as like you honing your vision and like really connecting into like universal energies and aligning yourself. You're very much in flow, I feel, in 2025. I want to say all of these are going to be key symbols for you to look out for in the year. Butterflies, like blue, green butterflies, especially owls as well. And doves or white birds. I mean, including pigeons. Doves and pigeons are kind of the same. They're related, I think, right? So you'll know those signs when you see them. So I want to get some more cards for your reading. We're also going to pull some cards and make sure we get messages to do with your career, your relationship, your life path, and your health and well-being as also. So we're getting more information for Leo January 2025 as they transition into this more peaceful period throughout the year after the wisdom gained in 2024. What are some messages of guidance for Leo as they go through this time in January? Ooh, the Magician, 9 of Vessels, King of Vessels in reverse, and Judgment in reverse. So basically the story I see here is someone's getting their karmic justice. This is the King of Vessels card representing another person who mistreated you or did something misaligned toward you, and that affected you, right? That you gained wisdom over this situation as you healed from it. This person is getting their karmic justice in 2025, and there's going to be something very key that starts or that comes to your awareness about what they're experiencing to do with this justice, because they have the Judgment in reverse. They're being judged universally karmically for what they have done and what they have failed to do to account or not take accountability for that. You over here with the Magician and the 9 of Vessels, you are entering this peaceful stage of life where you are very contented with where you're at, removed from the tumult of the previous years, particularly how you experienced life last year was more of this choppy water experience, right? Now you're paddling on calmer waters. You have your safety, your companionship, your relationship bonds around you, throughout the year. This is how you're going through the year 2025 compared to previous years. And with the Magician lining up with wisdom, this is really what your wisdom has afforded you. And I love that these are lining up so well with your initial theme. Peace coming through with the Nine of Vessels. You can see for yourself wisdom coming through with the Magician, learning how to forge a path for yourself that you hadn't noticed before, or that didn't even exist before you went through this transition. There's something opening up for you. The hibiscus flowers in this particular card are very personal to me. Before I even got this deck, I was participating in a group meditation, and we were asked to kind of like travel as far back as we can. And I got the image of hibiscus flowers just similar to this, with this landscape as well. So this is in, I believe this is Hawaii. It says Waimea Canyon State Park. So I'm seeing this as you drawing energy, wisdom, and support from a particular piece of land that you're connected to, a particular area of land. So if you are already in that place where you feel connected to the land, this is asking you to spend more time in the land, draw energy and power from it to go forward with what you want to pursue this year. What you want to create is really what's coming through. If you're not yet in that place where you feel connected to the land, either try to figure out, travel and feel different areas and feel what is the best, what feels the best for you, and try to think of ways to spend more time there. Or if you already have an idea of where this is, but you're not located there yet, try to think of ways to get yourself there. This is really the right time to make those moves. And you could think of it as being oriented, your move oriented around connecting to the energy of the land, and nothing else really. So it shouldn't really be motivated by like career prospects or visa, like ease of visa access, whatever other external factors. Those you can deprioritize those. It's really about, where is the land calling you? Where are you connecting with the land? You might be surprised when you put that as the first priority, what you find, but that's really leading you in the right direction. So I'm going to follow up with some oracle cards on your career, relationships, and life path and health. So let's start with your career or studies if you're a student right now. So this says study hack. Identify your learning style and find a study hack for it. So this card is all about like working smarter, not harder, and also about recognizing, accepting, and honoring your unique self, and not trying to put yourself into a box, but trying to recognize the uniqueness of how you move through the world, how you move through knowledge, and support yourself in those ways specifically. So say you are a student and you've been taught to take notes on everything the lecturer is saying, and like go home and write up those notes, and you've been doing that diligently, but it's a lot of work, and you might be more of a visual learner or an auditory learner. So it might do you more good if you discover that, rather than to write notes, to like more to take audio recordings and then to like play back certain areas, like mark those and then play those back. That might be the more efficient way and the more effective way for you to learn. Or if you're a visual learner, it might make more sense for you to like take the PowerPoints and make notes all around the visual, so that it helps you remember the information in succinct ways. So this is kind of the message coming in here for you, is like, you don't need to shame yourself for not learning or being the same as everyone else. You have unique strengths, you have differences just like anyone, and you can support yourself and make life a lot easier by honoring those and supporting them however you see fit. So let's get a card next for your relationships, and I'm using this deck for that. Speak your truth with passion, number 45. So in your relationships, you might be holding your tongue over something, and this card is encouraging you to speak your truth. It doesn't necessarily mean stand up for yourself in like a conflict-oriented sort of way, although if that resonates with you, you know, stand up for yourself. But it could be as simple as saying like, no, I don't want to go out for ice cream, you know, to someone, like a sibling or a family member or your partner, and say, actually I want to go out for cake, you know, something as simple as that, and not just like people pleasing or going along to keep the peace. This is all about you cultivating and obtaining peace for yourself as much as with others, and that starts with speaking your truth. Oh, with passion, yeah. I'm interpreting this also as with passionate, like love for yourself, not just saying like sometimes when people speak their truth and they don't feel secure in it, they can kind of say it in a way that's like almost hostile, like they expect the other person to not accept it. And this is kind of what's coming in for you. I'm not sure if that's the way you communicate, but it's an example of if you just, you know, say like, actually I don't feel like ice cream, I really feel like cake. You know, like it's that passionate love and honoring yourself, which is coming through as a guidance for how to express yourself and make your needs known to others. That's going to be very healing for your relationships in January. I'm going to pull a card for your life path message. Candle Magic. This came out in a previous reading. Leo. It might have been just Cancer just before you. So if you have any Cancer placements or significant relationships with Cancer in your life, you might want to watch that message too. So for your life path, I'm feeling the same thing or similar message where you have the spiral, which represents spiritual growth. You're at a very important part of spiritual growth in your life, and it has to do with I will say it this way, like following the light, staying with the light every step of the way. And so that doesn't mean, it's kind of helping you to re-envision what that means. So it doesn't necessarily mean like there's a light at the end of tunnel, right, and you're following the light. It's actually that there's multiple lights along your path, and just look out for the next light. It might look different from the previous light that you recognize, and that will get you point to point along your spiritual growth path. So that's your life path advice for January. And then let's end off with a health card. So I'm taking this to represent mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical health, whatever comes through. So you have hot and cold, resetting your nervous system, number 19. So this card speaks to me about running at extremes, like running at really high energy, and then like maybe burning out and not able to do much for long periods of time. Your guidance is asking you to reset and get out of that experience of extremes and get into a more balanced momentum in your life. And there's something very particular important about your nervous system too. So you might be running in like fight or flight mode, and then also going into freeze mode, something like that, to do with your nervous system reactions to the environment around you, social environment as much as like physical environment. So take account of like who you also surround yourself with and where you go physically throughout your day, and just become more aware of how it might be like setting your nerves off. Maybe this translates as anxieties. That matters because it does have domino effects onto your health, and I'm getting the idea that you get into this like system of swinging between extremes when you're set off by something in your anxieties or your nervous system. So there is a way to become more aware of how you're reacting to your environment and how to make strategies so that you can maintain more of a balanced swing between the emotional reactions, the experiences to the world around you. And that's going to make for getting closer to this peace card, remember? Transitioning into peace. That's really going to help you a lot. And that's totally within your control to kind of just become more aware and create strategies, and then practice those throughout 2025. So I'm wishing you the best January with that.